Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peter Barber. I'm primarily a professional opera singer, music producer, bass vocalist, and host of the podcast Vocal Arts with Peter Barber. Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to be listening to an artist called CORVYX. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is his cover of My Heart Will Go On, the famous Celine Dion song from Titanic. Guys, this is a reaction and analysis, so I will be pausing primarily to talk about vocal technique, as that's where my expertise lies, although I have a feeling this artist is going to do some vocal techniques that I am not as familiar with, harsher vocals, things like that, if my patrons have told me the correct information. So we'll see, but I will comment nonetheless. Learning more and more about that stuff all the time, which is very cool. Guys, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm, and if I am enhancing your listening experience, if I'm adding value to your musical world, please do consider joining my Patreon. That is the best possible way to support me as an artist, creator, educator, all that good stuff. And we're going to dive into the analysis right after a quick word from the sponsor of this video. Huge shout out to CORVYX for sponsoring this video. CORVYX is an amazing company that makes all kinds of jewelry, rings, bracelets, pendants, necklaces, and actually they also sell clothing as well. Now, funny thing, I had actually been looking at CORVYX for a while to buy jewelry. I've always been a fan of rings and bracelets. My dad has always worn them, the kind of silver, dark steel kind of stuff. And so when they reached out, I was like, yes, absolutely. Please let me scream from the rooftops that I love this company. CORVYX allowed me to pick out 5 rings that I really wanted to try, and actually I wear at least 1 or 2 of them on a regular basis. And the fact that I got 5 means I can swap them out for, whatever occasion I feel like wearing them for. If you'd like to get 20% off any CORVYX products from their website, head over to CORVYX.com and use code PETER20 at checkout. Also, CORVYX has a huge Halloween sale going on right now where you can get up to 25% off all products using the code HW25. Of course, all these codes and links will be in the description below. So guys, the best way to support this channel, the best way to CORVYX is use code PETER20 when you head over to the CORVYX website. Buy yourself some cool bracelets, some cool jewelry. As you can see from the ones that I showed earlier, super cool, super stylish. I know you guys are going to love these products. They're super high quality as well. So thank you for the support and enjoy the video. And without further ado, let's check out CORVYX for the first time. Oh shit. Okay, I just want to comment on the arrangement before I do a lot of arranging, so I will also be commenting on other musical aspects, but I tend to focus primarily on the vocal technique. Just arrangement-wise, really cool to hear that kind of low, growly synth bass in My Heart Will Go On. Also this like hyper distorted, it sounds like it's like there's been what's called saturation, which creates much stronger high harmonics in the sound. That's what can like overload the sound and make it like that buzzy thing. It's actually overloading the signal. A maximizer is another way to do this. These are just plugins to use in your digital software, but it's funny to hear that on this, traditionally like this flute. I think it's a flute in the original, right? Some kind of woodwind. And this one is just like synthy bass, and like you just kind of get this very unsettling feeling listening to it. Holy shit. Also a very, very high sitting natural tenor. Doop. Doop. So we're in E major. So already up to G sharp 4, which is is already very high for a natural male voice if remaining in pure chest voice. And yeah, original key, so we're gonna get some crazy high notes here. That is crazy. So CORVYX is keeping it so light. It's amazing actually. It sounds almost like head voice or a falsetto because the mechanism's kept light. He's keeping the sound breathy and airy, meaning he's allowing air to pass through the vocal folds. This results in a much more breathy sound because there's actually more breath coming into the sound. It's so light that it almost sounds like falsetto, but I'm 98% sure that he's actually keeping this in pure chest voice and is just keeping it a breathy chest voice. Normally, especially a trained singer or a singer who's been singing for a while, if they get up that high in chest voice, they kind of need strong vocal fold closure to stay connected to chest voice. And the resulting sound is a much more pure sound. It starts getting into that kind of healthy yell, kind of belt-like singing. We're not even close to that here. This is like, I think, what would be considered high chest voice for a natural male singer, yet keeping it in a very light, breathy mechanism. That is really not something you hear very often. Go back a little further. That's got to be chest voice. Just the quality of that between us. It's like for me, obviously in my falsetto, CORVYX, I think not. I really think not. So I do think intentionally that he did flip up to the head voice on that. So that's up to a high, 1 octave higher, a high B. So this is the same high note that is sung by the tenor in Nessun Dorma. If you guys know that opera song, I'm sure you do. If you don't know it by name, it's one of the few opera songs people actually know. Pretty sure there was an intentional flip up there. And I do just love how breathy and intimate CORVYX is willing to make it. Doesn't feel like he has to show all the power right up front. I love that in artists. And I assume we're going to get a wide contrast of dynamics later when the song traditionally climaxes. But right now, just allowing it to be like, just like almost like a whisper at times. So let me go back and hear that flip up again. Also, so traditionally, it's very common, even if a mic is placed on screen for a professional music video to be lip synced. If this is not, awesome. If he's actually singing the track here. If it is, phenomenal lip syncing. Like, I was really looking, and it's just extreme. If it's a lip sync, it's extremely accurate. And lip syncing is actually a skill you have to learn. It actually takes a lot of skill to lip sync properly. So props either way. If CORVYX is singing this live, on some level, awesome. And if CORVYX is lip syncing, also awesome. I'm really loving this. I love his voice. We did get some more purity in the sound here, so we did get some increased vocal fold closure. This results in a more pure sound, a more pure tone when there's less air. This also, in a live setting, in an acoustic setting, this would contribute to a louder sound. Breathy sounds, and obviously whether this is sung live or not, the sound is all very compressed. So the very soft, intimate singing is going to be just as loud signal-wise to your headphones as the really loud belting that I assume we'll get later. But off mic, the much more pure, the much better vocal fold closure that you get, the less air that's coming through the sound, the louder the sound is likely to be, especially when comparing it to the same singer, the same voice doing a breathier sound. And we were getting some better vocal fold closure there in that latter half of that chorus. Like there, that glottal onset, and you'll hear. That's all pretty pure compared to the breathy singing he was doing earlier. I think that's another flip up to head voice. Yeah, even like the jaw movements during those riffs, like again, if it's lip sync, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal job. That glottal onset I mentioned a second ago is actually a great way to get vocal fold closure. It kind of forces them to come together, because instead of what's called a coordinated onset, where you kind of you kind of ride the breath on, it's just and you can hear how the attack is stronger and faster. So that's actually a great way, singers out there, if you're trying to get really good vocal fold closure on a part you're singing, you could do some exercises with glottal onsets and then go back to the coordinated onset, and it will actually kind of teach your vocal folds in a way in that moment to come together better. I digress. Also, I love the outfit, I love the makeup, I love the earrings and the nose ring. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, cool. I was just seeing what happened in that little pause there. It's like airy background vocals and a little what's it called? An uplifter in like EDM. Leading into something, leading into a drop. This is a really tiny one. Oh, maybe like a reverse hi-hat or something. Love can touch just one time and last for a lifetime and never let go till we're gone. So as far as vocal approach and technique, very similar to the first verse. This is, we have this second verse here, which melodically, harmonically, everything is the same. The text is just different. So we will see if CORVYX does anything, adds anything differently, aside from the new words compared to the first verse. Let's see. What would make me think it's a lip sync is you can do a lot in post to make a sound cohesive and sound similar. But generally when you're tracking vocals, like here, like if I sing here and I move my voice away and I move my voice over here, the sound changes, right? And so the only thing that makes me think this is a lip sync that's done so well is because no matter where CORVYX is in relation to the mic, the sound quality is exactly the same. There's no variation. No matter what you do in post-processing, if you move from here to here, no matter what you do, no matter the engineer, there's going to be difference in sound quality and how that's recorded. So like this moment here where he pulls way off to the left and the sound doesn't change, the sound quality doesn't change. Obviously, like he's doing dynamics and he's changing from a better vocal closure to more breathy, whatever, but the actual sound quality sounds like it was recorded in the very same place. That's what makes my ear think it's actually just a really good lip sync. And again, lip syncing is the industry standard for professional level music videos and even non-professional music videos. There are some artists that do occasionally shoot a professional video without lip syncing, but it is much, much more common to have a lip sync. This is no stab at CORVYX. This is how it works in the music industry. And it doesn't mean the artist can't perform the songs live or can't perform them reliably. It's so you get the studio quality, audio engineered, amazing sound with the super high quality video production. It's very difficult to get both at the same time. A video like this though, where it is just CORVYX with the mic, this is the kind of video that could be done non-lip sync because he's there. There's no big choreography. There's no, at least not yet, no crazy costume changes. There's no dealing with extras and like walking around. It's just right here on the mic. But if you think about most professional music videos, it's like you'll have a singer who's like, I don't know, on a beach, like lip syncing out in the ocean. If that were recorded live, you would just hear wind. Tim Faust, I did an interview with Tim Faust, the great bass singer from Home Free. And he talks about people thinking that their How Great Thou Art video, they didn't think it was lip synced. Like if I were to say this is lip synced, they'd be like, no, it's not. They do this, they sing this live all the time. He was like, if this weren't lip synced, you would just hear the drone, just the drone going. That would be the whole sound of the video, you know, when it's a drone shot from 100 feet away. So this is just, that was a long tangent to say lip sync is industry standard. The jury is still out on this piece, but it doesn't really matter either way. Either it's great singing live or it's a great lip sync. There it is. So definitely much better vocal closure. It's still light enough in that jump up to that high B. It's still light enough to where it could be a really good mix. And singers that are really good with their registration, going from chest voice to mixed voice to head voice, what you want a singer is you want it to be difficult to tell. And that's what I'm getting here is like, I'm not quite sure if that high B was fully connected to chest voice or if it was mixed. So I don't know. Maybe more will be revealed later. Again, this is my first time hearing this artist. Not sure. Sounds like he's removing some weight from the sound, which would make me think it's still mixed for that high B. It sounds less connected to the chest voice singing, which is a matter of resonance. It's all coming from the vocal folds. I do love all the very, what I call tasteful riffs happening. All those little movements around the note, those are riffs. Sometimes singers can just abuse them and just put them everywhere and far too often, but I believe most of this is relatively true to the original with a little bit of added CORVYX riffs in there as well. I know the original well, but I definitely don't know like every moment. and all the riffs that Celine uses. Okay, if we're gonna get some big powerhouse full chest belting, it's probably about to happen. Key change. Okay, so a couple things. One, fuck yeah. So E flats, so that is probably a mix, but goddamn, a very well supported connected mix. To keep, there's a deep rabbit hole discussion to go down here, but keeping for a male singer to keep their voice purely in chest voice up to an E flat 5 it might be impossible. I don't know, or damn near impossible, but it is possible to get a very strong mix belt up there. Like if you guys have no voice play, like the Ellie in voice play can like absolutely shred, and like rock metal singers, high rock metal singers can like rip like mix belting up to like E flat 5. It's not pure chest voice, but it is still very powerful and has very good vocal fold efficiency. Point 2, definitely lip sync, because there was like a massive like fan blowing a ton of air all over CORVYX while he's singing. That's all you would hear in the mic. You'd hear that were happening, and we still get absolutely pristine vocals. So this is lip synced. 99% sure. I don't know how they would have sorted that out without it. Anyway, very exciting. Awesome voice. God damn. I'm actually not sure. It's like one way to, so the thing about chest voice is that kind of the higher you carry it, the more it will be a rather linear progression as far as how loud and intense the voice gets, and it really does, it just becomes more and more like a yell. A well-supported yell. But like some tenor friends I have, they say like usually their loudest notes are like B flat 4 to high B, right below tenor high C. And these are high tenors, relatively high tenors. Sometimes a little higher, C or C sharp. But then naturally some lightness has to come into the sound, and you can still have big, powerful notes above that. But the really meat of the highest part of the chest voice is like around that tenor high C, possibly why it's such a famous note, right? But CORVYX, that E flat is very convincing, and it really does, even though we can't tell true volume because of the recording, it does sound like the voice has a pretty linear rev up all the way up to that E flat 5, which makes me think he's really stretching the chest voice all the way up there. I'm not going to die on either hill, but it's a very impressive sound. I mean, it's for sure still connected on the high C. The E flat, I don't know. I just don't know. But it really is a well-produced sound either way. And some grit. That one sounded more like a mix. It sounded a little less weighty, a little less connected to chest. killer. Okay. So, awesome. Amazing. Absolutely mixed up to that. What was that? Like a G? Let's see what this was. A G5? Yeah, absolutely mixed. Not possible to keep pure chest voice that high, but an excellent mix. There's some true fold grit in the sound, some turbulence to the vocal folds as well, so it's not totally pure. That's usually, if a singer can do it, usually to add intensity, add emotion, whatever. Something I am oh so jealous of, because as an opera singer, we generally avoid grit like the plague. It's all about hyper efficiency and purity and stamina and all that boring stuff. It is really loud though. That's cool. But I love a good grit in a sound, love a good grit in a belt. I also want to comment on one more thing. Do my due diligence as an analyzer. Just pay attention to the vowels that CORVYX is using on all these notes. Anywhere near his high range, it's all almost no matter what the vowel is, and that is actually a technique, whether intentional or not, to really open up the vowel. I kind of do what's called bite the apple up there, keep the sound very forward. It is very helpful to get out those really high belts, whether you are in pure chest voice or a mix or even in head voice. Good use of vowel shaping. Insane. There's an obvious use of the head voice falsetto there, much lighter, breathier.
Here it is.
CORVYX Coven. Whoa. Guys, thank you for... I now have a playlist on my YouTube. I should have been doing this a long time ago. But it's suggestions that people make for me to react and analyze to. This is the first one I've done from that playlist. So, if you have suggestions, please link them below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you gained some insight and value and appreciation for this amazing vocalist. So cool to hear him for the first time. Really enjoyed. Had fun listening. Had a lot of fun analyzing. I love analyzing voices like this, especially like rock metal stuff. More and more and more I get to do it because the audience is growing in that direction, which is super exciting for me. So please leave your comments below. If I added a lot of value to your CORVYX experience, please do consider joining my Patreon. Link is also in the description. And I hope you guys learned something. Hope you had fun. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for the support. Peace.